My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Are negative Google reviews hurting your business? Don't let unfair feedback cost you customers. At Webamax, we specialize in removing false, misleading, and damaging reviews so your online reputation stays strong. Our expert team works quickly and legally to clean up your digital presence, helping you rebuild trust. Visit us on the web at www.gowebamax.com. That's GOWEBIMAX.com, or text us for a free quote at 856-840-8343. Don't let bad reviews define you. Get immediate help from Webamax.
Don't you love it when things are both easier and more affordable? Like when the rain washes your car for you. Or like when you save up to 10% by bundling your renters and auto insurance with USAA. Bundle with USAA and start saving. Get a quote today.
With new McValue at McDonald's, you always get more than you expect every day. So even if gas prices go up, you can buy a double cheeseburger and add a McChicken for $1. Or before game time, you can get $5 meal deals for the group. And if breakfast is about to end, get deals in the app to save before the bell. The choice is yours, and the choice with McValue is always more.
Prices and participation may vary. Valid for item of equal or lesser value. Must opt into rewards for app deals.
Welcome back to Rams Up, your favorite LA Rams podcast. We are part of the Fans First Sports Network. You can follow us on our YouTube channel as well at LA Rams Up. I'm your host, Mark. I'll be joined occasionally by my football gurus, Paul and Ian. Let's get to it. Hey, what's going on, Ram fans? I have Ernesto Salgado back. Another Ram fan rap session. What's going on, Ernesto?
Hello, Mark. How are you? Greetings from Mexico.
Yeah, and I looked up the last time we talked, the only time we talked actually on the show anyways, was back in May. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with these rap sessions, it was actually Ernesto's idea. He reached out to me and he said, hey, man, I'd love to come on the show and talk football. And I did about 4 others talking to Ram fans across the country, and haven't had a lot of people stepping up to the plate. So I invited Ernesto back. So Ernesto, tell everybody where you're from and a little bit of background on you.
Okay, I'm a gastrointestinal bariatric surgeon from Puebla, Mexico, and I enjoy football. Football is I've been a Rams fan since 1979, so I've been through hard times and through better times.
And I know you have gotten to Ram games in the past, but this past season you weren't able to get up here. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. It was a very difficult time, a lot of work, a lot of surgery. So we had a lot of very ill patients, so we had to take care of them. So that made that impossible for me to come to a Rams game.
Yeah, priorities, man, makes sense. And so let me ask you this. You know, I think most Ram fans, there's probably pretty much a consensus on this, but if you look back on this season, how would you characterize it? How do you feel about the 2024 Rams season?
Okay. It was a roller coaster season. We started the year, they started the year very bad, losing 4 out of 5 games. And when everything was thought to be going down, they simply got it straightened up and they started winning. So that made a real good feeling about the season. The season ended with a winning tone, winning 8 out of the last 10 games. So that was very hopeful for the ending of the season. Yeah, it when you go back and watch all those games and how the season developed, we thought it was a positive one, even though there were some potholes in the in the coming through of the season. But it's very enlightful for the future for that to come.
Now, have you been following the recent saga, Cooper Cup, obviously on the trading block, and a lot of, I guess we could say, rumors about Matthew Stafford's future with the team? How do you feel about all that? I mean, none of us want to see Cooper Cup going, but what's your, how do you feel about things, things that are happening in the Rams camp right now?
Okay, being an old-time, long-time Rams fan and follower, it was hard for me to see like Steven Jackson in a Falcons jersey, or Torrey Holt in a Jacksonville jersey, to see them retire. Isaac Bruce with the 49ers. It was
that was the worst one. Yeah.
Yes, it's very painful to see, but that's the way business goes, and it's going to be hard to see him depart from the Rams and to see him play with another jersey, but that's the way it has to go. I know his production last season is not matching his cost, so it's going to be hard to say goodbye to the Triple Crown winner and to the last Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, and how about Stafford? Do you think it's just noise right now, or are you concerned that he actually may leave?
No. I think it's just noise. He should be paid, and he should be getting a new contract. I think he has 2 to 3 more years left in him, and that will help us reconstruct or rebuild the team around him, so we can set the foundation for the future.
Yeah, my concern is, we already have to address, we have to make sure Ileric Jackson comes back, and if not, we got to find a new left tackle. Yep. We need a wide receiver or 2, and if something were to happen with Matthew Stafford, basically rebuilding the whole offense. You got a decent offensive line without a left tackle at the moment, a couple of good running backs, but I almost feel like this team has the potential to be defense-centric for the next year or 2, as opposed to offense-centric like we've kind of grown accustomed to with Sean McVay. How do you feel about that? Do you agree?
Yes, I totally agree. Signing Stafford again to the next contract, it will be the difference between rebuilding and retooling. So obviously we need a left tackle. I hope Larry gets signed again, because he isn't great, but he's serviceable. He does his job, and he is he can get it done decently, and he should be paid. He should be paid. If the Rams don't pay him, someone else will.
Yeah, and he's young, so we could lock him down for another 4 years. A really pretty young offensive line, right? Except for Rob Havenstein. Maybe have to draft a right tackle in the next year or 2. But I feel really good about this offense's ability to run the ball, run the clock, that type of thing. I'm concerned about the wide receiver group. And, I was kind of thinking about it this morning, the perfect storm. If Matthew Stafford were to somehow not return to the Rams, how does that affect, the willingness of guys like DeMarcus Robinson and Tutu Atwell to come back? They and I think we'd like to have at least one of them back. because our wide receiver group is really thin right now. And Tyler Johnson and Tyler Higbee, I dropped the last pod I dropped. I revisited the possibility that Higbee's career is winding down. He had another injury at the end of the year. Could be a really new look offense in a lot of ways. But at this, for Ram fans, our initial reaction is, oh no, don't let this happen. We need these guys. But on the other hand, it could be pretty exciting. It could be an exciting time because we know we have the brain trust to reshape this offense, retool it, or even rebuild it if that's what it takes, right?
Yes. We have the assets. We have the personnel in the building. I think they cannot. Well, the free agents will be very important because we've seen it in the past. The wins cannot come solely by rebuilding in the draft. That's takes a long time to develop. So free agent will be very important for this. So getting the left tackle re-signed, getting Stafford re-signed, and getting another quality receiver in the building because of the departure that or the vacancy that Cooper Kupp is going to demand or to happen. I think Tutu is not coming back. He's not coming back because they didn't use him properly. When they used him, he really showed up what he can do. But I don't think there's too many plays in the playbook for him, and to do one or two plays in a game that won't get it done. He's a one-trick pony. He's a very good player, but he can do only one thing, and get him in the middle of the field. So a person so tiny, so small, could be so difficult for him to get injured because of the hard hits that happen in the middle of the field.
Yeah, and I think the problem with someone like Tutu is, the Rams like to run that 11 personnel, and they like to use their wide receivers almost like hybrid tight ends. And, Tutu out there kind of takes a lot of those plays out of the playbook, or if they are going to run them, they're not going to be as effective. So I think that's what you're getting at, is that when he's on the field, I think it's the defense maybe if it can focus on certain things as opposed to all the things, all the plays at the Rams' disposal when they have Kupp and DeMarcus and Puka out there, that type of group of wide receivers.
I have very good feeling about Jordan Whittington.
Oh yeah,
he is the definition of a Rams wide receiver, a wide receiver that can block, that can be used as tight end. But I want the Rams to explore or to go after someone that breaks the mold, that it's totally different. I would like a speedy receiver, someone that can stretch the field, so we can have a wide receiver like, I don't know, just thinking if Tyreek Hill is disgruntled with the Dolphins, we can trade with them, send Cooper Kupp then there, and get a receiver way different than what the one that we are used to have, like Robert Woods and Jordan Whittington, Cooper Kupp, that they block. But we need a speedy receiver also.
Yeah, and it's Jordan Whittington. You're absolutely right. It's amazing to me how I don't know if it's by design or happenstance, but it's happened for 25 years. Rams wide receivers, even back in the Vermeil days, they're all classy guys, team guys, stand-up citizens, and it's kind of cool actually that's how it's worked out. And Jordan Whittington, he was one of those guys in college, and he's obviously one of those guys here. And I think it's really a big deal that Puka and Jordan have spent some time with Cooper Kupp, and learn the craft and how to approach the game, how to approach training, learning the playbook. So yeah, we're very lucky to have. But you're right, we do need. And McVay talked about that, and I'm trying to read between the lines exactly what he means about breaking the mold a little bit, maybe developing a more versatile offense, a less predictable offense, and receivers with, I think he means receivers with a different skill set. Do you think that's what he's getting at as well?
Yes, that's what I would like to see as a fan, having another receiver that is built totally different. They did that experiment the year they won the Super Bowl, but Deshaun Jackson wasn't happy with his role here, but he was working. It was working. If he would have stayed, that would have been better.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I don't have any data on this, but just off the top of my head, I think the type of receivers we're talking about, the Tyreek Hills and the Deshaun Jacksons, tend to not be, the type of team guys that the Rams lean towards in the wide receiver room. I think that's pretty much true. I'm sure there's some exceptions. Tyreek Hill, that would be a crazy addition to this team. But yeah, it's I don't know what kind of money he's going to acquire. But the Rams have some salary cap space. They can make some moves here. They're going to save a little bit, with the Cooper Kupp trade. It looks like, anyways. So let me pose this question to you: if, let's say, the Rams bring back Lyric Jackson, Matthew Stafford's still in the house, Tyler Higbee, he's coming back, but we have concerns about his longevity, how much time he has left. What would you do with that first round pick? I mean, it's tough to say. There's so much can happen. You don't know who's going to fall and, what's going to happen in free agency. But right now, today, what would be your primary focus with that first pick, that number 26 overall?
Love, exciting and new. Hello, Hannah Waddingham here. Have you seen the fabulous new Sun Princess? World-class entertainment, exceptional dining, and the greatest pizza ever. It's alive.
Don't miss our Come Aboard sale with up to 40% off and free room upgrades. Visit princess.com or call your travel advisor to book. Princess Cruises. Terms and restrictions apply. Offer ends 2/28/25. Ships at Bermudan and British Registry.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Oh, it's such a clutch off-season pickup, Dave.
I was worried we'd bring back the same team.
I meant those blackout motorized shades.
Blinds.com made it crazy affordable to replace our old blinds.
Hard to install?
No, it's easy. I installed these and then got some for my mom. She talked to a design consultant for free and scheduled a professional measure and install.
Hall of Fame son.
They're the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings in the world.
Blinds.com is the GOAT.
Shop Blinds.com right now and get up to 45% off select styles. Rules and restrictions may apply.
This episode is brought to you by Abercrombie. Build your fits of the day with Abercrombie's newest denim drop. Here's where to start. Abercrombie's 90s straight jean goes with any shirt from tees to sweater polos. Super versatile. Their loose and baggy jeans are more trend forward, so you can grab those and go out with your friends. Abercrombie's denim fits come in a range of washes. Build your looks around Abercrombie denim. Shop online or in store.
Okay. Having a team so good, so young, that it's performing well, I'm a very pro thinking drafting the best player available. I'm very pro for that. I like that mentality, because that's the way you get very, very good players. I know we need some glaring defense. We have some glaring needs. What I would like them to do is either drafting a very, very good corner with the position that we are having in the draft. I think it's 26 or 27.
26,
spots.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Drafting a very good corner or a very good tight end.
Yeah, and there are some good ones in this draft. There's a
Yes.
couple that will go in the first round, Tyler Warren, Colston Loveland. And I
Yes.
don't know if you've checked out this Harold Fannin Jr.
Yes.
That he's an interesting player. To me, he's a very good blocker, although he's only, I think, 230 pounds. But he is an incredible athlete and receiver. And I just have a feeling that McVay may not be able to resist drafting. I don't know if he's worthy of that number 26 overall, but I don't think the Rams, they're going to take the best player. And if it goes against the mold, I don't think they care. Like Braden Fisk last year, that people thought they overdrafted him, but
it worked.
Yeah. And so we'll have to see. It's I agree with you. I talked about this on a recent pod. I forget who I had the discussion with, but when the Rams drafted Aaron Donald, I thought it was not an area of need. It really wasn't. When they drafted Todd Gurley, it wasn't an area of need. And both of those worked out pretty darn well. So, that's not a bad strategy. And maybe they'll trade back because they don't have a second round pick. And I don't think this is a year, they're so young already. I don't think it's a year where they need to maximize the number of picks. I think they need to pick up a second rounder somehow, maybe trade back and pick up a second rounder. And I think they don't have a fifth rounder right now either. So I think that may be Les's focus, is trying to, end up with 6 or 7 picks, but make sure you come out of it with a second round pick and a fifth round pick. What it takes to move if you're going to get into the second round, you're not going to be able to trade up into the second unless you're giving away a first round pick the following year. But if you're willing to give up that first round pick, move back in the first round, or, something like that, that's about the only way it's going to happen. So are you hoping to get to a game in 2025?
Sure.
Yeah, you got to do it and make sure. I think I just missed you. You were in the San Diego area at one time, and we couldn't get together. But that would be awesome if you made it to California and we found a way to meet up.
Yeah, I went to do a surgical training in the University of California in San Diego. It was very very good. We had to see new toys for surgery.
Probably, is that associated with UC San Diego?
Yes.
Yeah, that's man, that area there, La Jolla, is one of the most beautiful parts of the country. It's incredible. I drive through it on a regular basis, and I don't understand why the entire country isn't living there. It's pretty amazing. Now, Colin Cowherd, who is a big Rams booster, he was kind of pointing out a strategy that he thinks McVay and some of the other teams follow, is spend your free agent money on offense and draft a defense and a young, aggressive defense. And you got to be excited about this defense moving forward. I think they're 1 or 2 players away from being really elite. And man, Jared Verse, I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer I'm not a Hall of Famer, All-Pro, Pro Bowler, at least potentially All-Pro for the foreseeable future. He's got everything. I watched some of the film on him going back across the rest of the across the entire season, and you miss it sometimes real time watching the game, but steamrolling 300-pound offensive linemen, sometimes 2 on the same play. Got to be super excited about this guy.
Okay, yes, that's very amazing, his accomplishment. But I would like to talk also about Braden Fisk, because he was a pair-to-pair with him for winning the defensive rookie of the year, because his work was also outstanding. He even had more sacks than Verse had. So both guys, they did their job amazingly, and I know it's 99 is not replaceable, but they did a very good job replacing that that glaring hole that 99 left when he left the building, when he decided to retire.
Yeah, and I think Kobe Turner had a very quiet, under the radar, doing a lot of the dirty work between
He's
those
great.
three.
He's great.
He is. Yeah, Rams did an amazing job rejuvenating that defensive front. And hey, and the LA Rams have to have an amazing defensive front. That's kind of their legacy over their history. Going back, man, they've had so many great ones. It's incredible.
Yes.
So, go ahead.
No, and can you imagine having that defensive end disgruntled from Cleveland here?
Yeah, Myles Garrett. The thing about Myles Garrett, when you think back 3-4 years ago, when the Rams, that was their MO in the thick of a playoff race, and they'd go out and add guys like that, right? Constantly adding guys like that. Dante Fowler, Jalen Ramsey, Marcus Peters, always adding just these really impactful players. Sue. And they haven't been doing that because, they've kind of changed their strategy. But man, Myles Garrett, throwing him into this mix, that would be pretty impressive. I don't know if that's going to happen, though. I don't know how much money he's going to need, how much money he's going to want, and is that an area where the Rams are going to spend their money? But man, I wouldn't put it past it. Les Snead and Sean McVay, they never stop surprising us in some of the deals they make, right?
Okay, I would hate him. I would hate to see Myles Garrett in 49ers or in a Lions uniform. That will be a very big nightmare.
Yeah, sometimes it's as much about that as grabbing a guy so the other team doesn't. And that's kind of what happened with Matthew Stafford, right? The 49ers wanted him, and Kyle Shanahan went to bed too early in Cabo.
Yes.
And he woke up and Stafford was a Ram. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting offseason, or interesting offseason. We'll see if the Rams retain any of their guys. I'd be interesting to see what they do with Michael Hoyt. He's a guy that maybe they're kind of rich at that position right now suddenly, but I love Michael Hoyt, and I want him to come back.
Yes.
And
great guy.
And,
great locker room.
Yeah,
great locker room.
Right. And then there's guys like Christian Roseboom, who I think is underappreciated. And I don't necessarily think we need him back, but we need to add a linebacker or two. I'd like to see them bring back Roseboom and maybe draft or sign a free agent linebacker to improve that group a little bit. But the Rams just don't value middle linebackers. I think the safety group's fine. Defensive line, they need a nose tackle. Tight end is a little weird, not sure what's going on with Tyler Higbee. Running back room is fine. What do you think? Is there any position group that you're concerned about that I may have forgotten about here?
Cornerback.
Yeah, cornerback. Yeah. I feel like the cornerback group is good, but we don't have a real standout elite cornerback, and I'm being greedy.
They're getting in age.
Yeah, right. Darius Williams, even Witherspoon's a free agent. Yeah, I think we got spoiled with guys like Jalen Ramsey and Marcus Peters. Guys that were here relatively briefly, really, but we're missing a guy like that, I think.
Yes. The problem with that is having an aging cornerback is because they tend to fall off the cliff very, very fast.
Right. Yeah, and there's some good ones in the draft. I have a feeling that, especially if the Rams move into the second round and they add those second and fifth round picks, whatever it takes, they're going to draft at least one cornerback. They got to.
They should.
Yeah, I think the positions that you can almost be guaranteed they'll draft, just off the top of my head, would be cornerback, a big body nose tackle, a wide receiver. Those would be the three positions I would. And a tight, yeah, and it just because it's McVay too, as much as anything, right? those would be the 4 positions. I'd agree with you. And they always seem to draft a running back, but this could be the one year if they end up with 6 picks, something like that, they may pass on the running back since they have Corum in the house already.
Yes, he should be having more workload next season.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, thanks for joining, Ernesto. And just
One
a
more
reminder.
thing.
Yeah,
One
go
more
ahead.
thing. One more thing. Around this time of year, or it always happens to us, to the Rams fans, if we had a voice to talk very loud to the NFL, I would like to ask them, why is not Torrey Holt in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I know. And I thought all 3 of those wide receivers deserved to get in. Steve Smith and Reggie Wayne and Torrey Holt. Their stats are all very similar. They're kind of bunched up there. Yeah, it's really a bummer. And I don't know, I don't know if it's going to happen at this point. It's
been 10 years. 10 years.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. And, I don't know what to say about it. I totally agree with you, Torrey Holt. And, Torrey Holt, I don't know much about Reggie Wayne. Steve Smith kind of rubs a lot of people the wrong way. Torrey Holt is another one of those Rams wide receivers that's just a classy guy, played the game the way it's supposed to be played, and put up the numbers, man. Put up the numbers for sure. So, yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, but next year, if you see the next year class, it's going to be very difficult because Larry Fitzgerald is there, and a lot of people that deserve it really good are going to be there. So,
yeah,
I thought this was the year.
So did I. And Larry Fitzgerald, if you don't like Larry Fitzgerald, there's something wrong with you. That guy is just such a cool guy, and talk about playing the game the right way.
Yes.
The way he carried himself on the field. He's another guy, I've mentioned this a few times, I don't think it's necessarily wise for parents to tell their kids to emulate athletes, in some cases it's fine. But if you point to Larry Fitzgerald and say, be more like him, you're on the right track.
Yes,
and,
he's a great guy.
He destroyed us a few times. So, if there's a player that's going to put 150 yards up on you, I'll go with Larry Fitzgerald more than someone like Deebo Samuel or DK Metcalf, guys like that tend to rub people the wrong way a little bit. But Larry Fitzgerald, man, classy guy.
And Steve Smith practically ended the greatest show on turf.
Yeah, right. You're referring to the overtime catch?
Yes.
Yeah, Jason Sehorn in the coverage, if I'm not mistaken.
The guy that came from the Giants.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty painful. But
that was the end of it.
The one thing I will say about Steve Smith, he's on record. I think you can find this on social media somewhere. He basically called out Cooper Kupp as the best wide receiver in that draft that year. And I said, this is the guy. Rams got him in the 3rd round, and man, he's going to be great. And he was right on that. So he knows a little bit about the game, obviously.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. But hey, you Ram fans out there, if you want to come on the show and just discuss your life as a Rams fan, just talk Rams football. You don't have to be an expert. You just have to love the Rams, and we'll be happy to have you on. We could talk 5 minutes. We could talk 15 minutes. We can talk a half an hour. It's always fun. And Ernesto's the one that got this going. But I need more of you to step up. Just send me an email at ramsuppodcast@gmail.com, and we'll get you on. It's fun. And it's fun, isn't it, Ernesto? You enjoy this, right?
Yeah, it's great. I enjoy it every time we see each other.
Yeah, I really enjoy, I've had a couple of podcasts, I've joined podcasters for other teams, and they talk to me about the Rams, and very often they don't know a lot of stuff, and I love sharing it with them. So it's good times. Okay, Ernesto, thank you very much. And
thank you, my friend.
Yeah, we'll do this again sometime. And again, if you're traveling to California, reach out to us. Me and Ian.
I will promise I will get in touch with you and have share a couple beers with you.
Yeah, that'd be great. Okay, man, thanks a lot.
Before, during, or after the game.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, maybe we'll have you on for a roundtable sometime. That'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. Okay, man, thanks a lot.
With Paul and Ian. Send my regards or greetings to them.
Okay, I will do that. Okay, man, thanks a lot. Out here from Rams Up.
This episode is brought to you by Love Hurts. Kiwi Kwan has had quite a career, from childhood roles in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and The Goonies to a recent Academy Award win for Everything Everywhere All at Once. But now Ki finally stars as a leading man in the film Love Hurts. Love Hurts is the perfect date night movie with its mix of over-the-top action, comedy, and a ton of heart. Love Hurts, only at theaters February 7th.
That's going to do it for this episode. Remember, you can reach us at ramsuppodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget about our YouTube channel. Our handle is at laramsup.com. Till next time, keep the horns up, stay safe, and have fun out there.